Say good afternoon to Dr. Joe Schwarcz, host of the Dr. Joe Show here on CJAD, Sundays at 3. He's also director of the McGill Office for Science and Society. So, Joe, let me begin with something we don't talk about, and for good reason, because it's not really very fun to talk about, but you say there's new research now about this particular thing, and I warned people, and maybe I shouldn't have, is constipation. How is this an issue now?
Yeah, surprising new findings about constipation. First of all, I was really shocked to find out that about 16% of the population has chronic constipation, and about 10% of people go 6 to 8 weeks without a bowel movement.
Oh, my.
Yeah, stunning statistic. Now, the reason that there is an issue with this is that these people tend to have higher blood pressure and are more prone to heart disease. Now, it used to be thought that this was just an association because what causes constipation is lack of fiber, lack of fluid intake, etc. So that was thought to be, the reason for the heart disease, because those are also, of course, factors in that. But now it turns out, a study has shown that is not the case, is that constipation itself can cause high blood pressure and can cause heart disease. Exactly how it does that isn't clear, but it seems to be due to what is known as a dysbiosis in the microbiome. We've talked about this before, about the tremendous number of bacteria that inhabit our colon and the role that they play in health. They're not just bystanders, they play an active role in our health. And when the population of these bacteria gets disrupted, that can have consequences. And it now turns out that people who are constantly constipated, the bacterial composition in their gut changes, and this leads to a damage in the wall of the intestine, and it allows bacteria and their toxic metabolites to get into the bloodstream. That triggers inflammation, and that in turn triggers cardiovascular disease. So, of course, the question is, how do you handle this? What do you do about this? Well, of course, there are the classic admonitions to drink more water and to make sure that you have a fiber-rich diet, which is easy to adjust with things like Metamucil. Metamucil is pretty harmless medication, and it has a very high fiber intake. And, of course, prunes are a standby.
Prunes, okay.
Prunes contain sorbitol, which softens the stool. And people can also take some oils that lubricate the intestine and make things sort of come out more easily. And then there are the standard medications like Senokot. And so I was just very surprised by the extent of this issue. And the researchers also say that one of the ways that you can handle this is purely postural. Think of the thinker. You know that statue?
Yeah.
The famous Rodin statue.
Yeah, with his elbow on his leg, yeah.
Yeah, and he's sort of leaning forward with an elbow on the alternate leg. That this opens up the rectal passage and allows the stool to come out more easily. And then there are also these stools that are specially manufactured, which...
you mean stools?
Sorry?
Stools? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, exactly. And you put your feet up on these, which again changes your body configuration as you sit on the toilet. Mm-hmm. So, it's not the kind of thing that we like to talk about.
No, it's not.
But, who would have thought that 10% of the population goes 6 to 8 weeks?
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say 6 to 8 days, and I'm like, that's a long time. You're talking about weeks. I can't even imagine. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. So you can understand how this can have an effect on the bowel, especially on the bacteria that inhabit the bile. So some simple solutions. Think like the thinker. Put your feet up when you're trying to poop. Drink lots of water. Reach for the prunes. And if that doesn't work, Senokot and Metamucil are available.
Although, Joe, maybe it does beg the question, if any of that or all of that doesn't work, is it time to go see your doctor? I mean, this is serious.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I would think that if you're going 6 to 8 weeks without a BM, it is time to see a gastroenterologist.
Okay.
And evaluate the situation.
Okay. Well, now that we've talked our way through stool, let's move on to lithium, Joe. What's this story about?
Yeah, this is also a fascinating new study about lithium and possibly reducing the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Over the years, there have been a number of studies that looked at lithium intake. For example, in drinking water. Water naturally contains minerals such as lithium and magnesium, for example. And studies have shown that people who have drinking water that has a higher level of lithium are less prone to Alzheimer's disease. And now a very interesting study was carried out on mice. And the mice, which were genetically engineered to be more prone to Alzheimer's disease, were put on a diet in which the lithium content was virtually eliminated. And after about 8 weeks, these mice started to show mental deficiencies. They were navigating a maze with less ease. And after 8 months, they had decided memory problems. They couldn't navigate the maze at all, which, of course, is an occupational requirement for a laboratory mouse. And when they were then given lithium, their ability to navigate the maze was restored. So it's a fascinating finding, but of course, it comes with the obvious note that people are not giant mice. And we need to have clinical studies before one reaches for a lithium supplement. It was also noted that people who take lithium as a drug for bipolar disease are also less prone to Alzheimer's disease. And this has caused the supplement manufacturers to jump into the fray. And there already are supplements available. Lithium orotate is the one that is thought to be the safest. But at this point, nobody is suggesting that based on the mouse study, people start indulging in taking these supplements. But certainly it is interesting to note that there is this relationship because Alzheimer's disease, of course, is a terrible disease, and its incidence is increasing with the aging population. And if it's possible to slow down or even avoid the disease by increasing our intake of lithium, that would be a great find. So this is the first step. And as you know, we never set store by one scientific study. We want to see this replicated and then hopefully in people. But there's accumulating evidence that lithium plays a fundamental role in Alzheimer's disease.
By the way, outside of a supplement, where else are you getting lithium?
It's mostly in water. Because naturally occurring minerals that contain lithium dissolve in groundwater, and that's where we get our drinking water.
So nothing in fruits, vegetables, foods of any kind?
Not that I know of especially.
Okay.
I mean, all fruits contain small amounts of lithium. Generally, fruits that are high in magnesium will also contain lithium. But as I said, at this point, I think it's too early to start looking for lithium supplements.
Yeah.
We look to the researchers to unravel this mystery. Okay. But at least it's a step in the right direction, and it's possible that we will be advised to take lithium supplements if this study does get duplicated in humans.
Dr. Joe Schwarcz. Joe, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Aaron.